Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christine and this is It's Just Christine. For today's video, I'm going to be planning for the week of April 28th to the May 4th, and I'm using a kit from Dash of Sun called Chasing Rainbows. I'm trying to do something a little bit different here. I didn't buy any of her weekly kits. This is actually her decorative bundle. I believe there's 12 pages in this. Some of them are foiled in silver and some of the pages isn't, which is totally fine. The only thing that I would have done differently with this spread is I would have picked washi paper in some of these sheets in the bundle, only because I think that they would have looked a lot neater if I chose them in the washi paper that Chelsea has in her shop. But other than that, I think the spread turned out a lot better than I had imagined. I had a little bit of some issues while I was planning, but I'll talk more about that when I'm doing the day by day. And then I also grabbed the functional, like the foil sampler sheet, which there are 3 different ones that you can get in Chelsea's. One is the functional, then the quotes, and then the deco sheet. So this one I'm showing right now is the deco sheet. And then I also grabbed the alcohol ink swatches in washi paper. I really love Chelsea's alcohol ink swatches, and she actually has foiled ones in her shop now. And then here is the washi sampler, also in washi paper. And then I also grabbed the overlays. So if you guys are interested in this, please stay tuned. I really love the overlay of this kit. I love the ombre rainbow that she had going on with the overlay. And I was trying to kind of come up of a way for me to use the full sheet rather than just the column way. So then last spread I did the spread like the same. So last week, the week before this, I used a kit from Dash of Sun as well, where I put the wood grain overlay across, like in the rows rather than in the column. And I wanted to do the same thing for this spread. I actually really like this. Like, I like how it turned out. My only thing that I would have wanted was I wanted to flip. So on the right side, you see where it goes from blue to purple and red or pink. I wanted to kind of like, I should have switched that around. Like, I would have put it from purple to blue, just so that the gradient of the rainbow from one page to the next was a little bit more cohesive. But other than that, I didn't really, I still really like how it turned out. So these torn papers is actually one of those sheets that I wish I have picked in washi paper. Mind you, I did just grab the bundle. I didn't go sheet per sheet. So maybe next time I'll see. I'll probably grab some in her washi paper, and then the others in her regular premium matte paper. So I wanted to do a little bit of a scene in the bottom half of the spread. So that means the top part is mostly where my functional boxes is, which is totally fine. I didn't really have a bottom washi because this is her deco bundle, but that's totally fine because I had more than enough to work with, and me creating this scene totally worked perfectly fine. I really love how this turned out. I really like this little scene of the cats kind of like watching the, like, I guess the sunrise or the aftermath of the rain. And yeah, I like it a lot better than what I did on the other side. I think I had this in mind. Like I had this scene in the picture with the trellis, the cats, and the fence. But then on the other side, I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was just gonna wing it. And the fact that I winged it, it turned out fine. It turned out fine, but I could have made it less chaotic, I guess. I think I overdid it a little bit with this spread because I feel like I tried too many new things and it worked. I hope it worked, but in my brain it did work. It's just sometimes there's just a little bit too much going on, and I feel like there was a little bit too much going on here. Needless to say, I still liked how it worked, like how it turned out. It's something different because I wanted to do a spread just using the decorative bundle of Dash of Sun. If you guys have been in the planner community, especially on Instagram, there was a podcast that Danny from Danny with a Planny and Cassie from Sweet Like Honey Plans, I believe, they did a podcast talking about how YouTubers, especially planner YouTubers, should try to use decorative bundles to create their spreads. And I thought that was such a good idea. I mean, I did it before last year, but I didn't really do it to the extent of like me doing it more than once. So I kind of wanted to challenge myself with this one, and then moving forward I do have some other kits that's just using decorative bundle because we are seeing a shift in the planner community of kind of like that shift from decorative planner using weekly kits to like decorative planning using deco bundles. We're also seeing a lot of junk journaling these days, which is totally fine. I just really like putting stickers down on paper and making it look pretty. And this is basically my what do you call this? It's like a hobby. Obviously it's a hobby, but it's just one of those things that you can do to kind of calm your brain and let it just be in your zen moment. So that is what planning is for me. It's just a way for me to kind of relax after the end of the day. Yeah, sometimes I have to admit it doesn't it doesn't calm my mind as much as I want it to, but it still does, especially at the end of the day when I just flip through my already planned out weeks. It makes me happy and it makes me very satisfied to see the finished spread. So it's definitely still my calming method. There's a lot of people who does different things to kind of take the stress out of their head, and this is one of my stress reliever. There you go. That's what it's called. So here on the right side of the page, I tried to do some kind of like cafe background, but like I said, it didn't really turn out as well as I hoped it would. And I feel like I just put on layers upon layers of stickers, making or like hoping that it would get better. But it didn't. It just made it look like I was putting layers upon layers of sticker down. But like I said, at the end of it, I still really like how it looked like. A couple of Plan With Me's before I said I was in my very messy era type of planning, and this is my my take on that. It's not that it's messy, it's more of that it's a full spread. Usually I try to be a little bit more like less on the stickers. There's more white space, but this one I feel like I went a little bit crazy. I don't know, I really like these kind of patterns where like it's at the background, and that's the reason why I wish I picked some of the sheets in washi paper, because I think it would have worked a lot better. Especially with these doilies, I think it would have looked a lot nicer if it was in washi paper rather than the premium matte. I mean, it still totally looked like, you know, really pretty, but I find that the page was a little bit too, it's a lot thicker, because like I said, there was just a lot of layering, and then it was just sticker on top of sticker on top of sticker. And yeah, as much as I still like how it looked, I would have just preferred that I had it in washi paper. Plus, I don't know, there's something about washi paper that just makes it look so much more richer, nicer, fuller. I can't describe it. It's kind of like it makes your eyes, it just makes it look aesthetically pleasing. That's what it is. Like, it just makes it, the eyes get drawn into it, but at the same time, you know that it's kind of like a backdrop. I can't explain it. I'm sorry, but if I ever do try a deco spread again, I'll definitely grab Dash of Sun's washi paper with the doilies, and then you guys will be able to see the difference. I think maybe it's all in my head, but I feel like that is what it would represent for me. Anyways, so I didn't really have a quote box to put in the column. So what I did is, since that Chasing Rainbow is in her foiled quotes, I just decided to put that as kind of like the main quote, quote and unquote, because it is the name of the kit, so I thought it was just fitting for me to put it there. I do put another quote in like the bottom part, but yeah, I just left it as simple as that on the in the sidebar there. And then I decided to use the larger script, like date letters, because I don't know, I just like the look of that gigantic letters. The only thing that did kind of bother me was that last S, the one for Sunday. It's really crooked, and I have no clue how I managed that, because I did try to make it as straight as possible, but I guess it didn't happen. Yeah, so I think this is the end of the base spread, and then I'm going to be going for the day by day. I didn't buy the functional boxes for this kit because I really do want to try to use the decorative bundle, but then at the same time, if people had, like, obviously we always have leftovers, right? And you guys could have used it in like a spread using a decorative bundle. And that was what I was trying to do. I didn't really have any leftovers that would work with this kit, but I did have these boxes, functional boxes from Sadie Stickers, which was part of her advent calendar, and I just included it with the with what I had, because there were some layering boxes from the bundle, so that worked out. And then I also used the torn paper and the stamps to kind of help decorate the upper part of the day by day. Okay, so I'm now a little bit behind schedule because now we are planning for Tuesday. So let me go back and say on Monday was a little bit chaotic early in the morning because one of my coworkers just got up and left, like literally. She didn't even show up for work. She messaged my boss that like I think an hour or 2 hours before work started and said that she wasn't coming in on that day and for the rest of the days. So it was very, very chaotic, and it was a little bit of a shocker, but at the same time not a shocker. But it was still pretty unprofessional because there was a lot of people who was kind of working behind the scenes to make sure that her part of the work was easy for her. But anyways, so she did that, and so therefore work was very chaotic. It was very busy, more than usual, which is Monday is already just crazy as it is because it's Monday, but the fact that that happened on a Monday, so it was even like 3 times more busy. And since Monday is my late shift, I just went home and I watched some anime. This was my month of like watching animes. For this week, I was watching Jujutsu Kaisen. If you guys don't know about it and you guys like anime, definitely check it out because it's a pretty interesting anime. I like it. And it's also on Netflix. So if you guys have Netflix, it'll be a fun show to watch. On Tuesday, we had a big, huge thunderstorm. The fact that it's on my planner, that means it was a really big and bad thunderstorm. I hate the thunderstorm. So that's probably the reason why I had it, because it was a memorable thunderstorm. And for this day, I actually had a late shift, meaning I was the one who was closing the office on that day. One of my coworker was away for this whole week, and that is the reason why it was even more chaotic than usual. And after work, I was just way too tired. I was pretty much tired this whole entire week. On Wednesday, I had early shift again. Our washer and dryer that we got delivered the week before was actually getting installed today. Well, that day. And I wasn't going to be home, so it was all up to my husband to make sure everything was working and running perfectly fine. And then after work, since I did have an early shift on this day, I just picked up Five Guys to have for dinner because it is what it is. It's just one of those days where we just need some kind of good food in our system. On Thursday, I was really, really tired. I had early shift. I had to wake up at 7 in the morning. And I know for some people, 7 is not even early. But for me, I was just so dead tired. And 7 o'clock was like a whole nother life. It's like, 7 o'clock is just one of those days where, like, one of those times where it's just very, very hard to get up. It was a pretty busy day considering it was a Thursday, but like I said, we were down one person, so it's always going to be busy. But I did get to leave early on Thursday, so then afterwards we went to Costco to do a little bit of shopping. And that evening, it was just a very quiet and lazy night. On Friday, I wasn't working, so I definitely stayed in bed the whole morning. My husband was still at work, but he's work from home, so then I was just in bed the whole entire morning, and I did not get up or do anything until my husband was done work. Well, not done work. We had lunch together, and that's when I really kind of just got up and did stuff. We went to Oshawa Center, which is a mall near us, and we ate lunch there. And then when I got home, my husband had to go back to work, and I was just watching Gypsy Wedding practically the whole entire evening. Well, the whole entire day slash evening. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Gypsy Wedding, let me know, because it's really, really interesting for me, and I watch it on YouTube, so I just binge watch it from like time to time. And it's such an interesting concept for me. Like, just the whole culture is very, very interesting. On Saturday, my husband and I went to downtown Toronto. I had to get new glasses, and I have a particular place where I want to get my glasses. So we had to go there and get my glasses. It's basically near where I grew up. And I've been getting my glasses there since I was like, I don't know, like 8 years old. So I never gotten it anywhere else but there. And since we were already downtown Toronto, we just decided to eat at one of our favorite Vietnamese restaurant. And then we went home pretty late on that day. On Sunday, we went to church in the morning, and then after that, we also went to Markville Mall, and we met up with one of my cousin and my little niece. And we just went around the mall. We didn't really do any shopping. It's just one of those things where, like, she was looking for something in that mall, so we just decided to go with her. And I was playing with my little niece, so it's a win-win situation. And then for dinner, we went to a Chinese restaurant which serves really, really good barbecue pork. But yeah, so that was basically my whole entire week. And then here, I'm just gonna show you my spread. And if you guys like this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you so much. Bye!